right, so sneak peek number 3 just dropped for the V740 Shang-Chi update, and yeah, this one kind of came out of left field. Swordmaster, Arrow, and Wave, all three of these characters are getting something in the next update. The sneak peek didn't really show us a visual of their uniforms, but let's just assume that it's going to be a similar upgrade to what we've seen in the past few months, where if a character is getting touch outside of Baron Zemo, you're getting a tier 3 or they're getting an awakened skill. Shang-Chi's getting a tier 3, and more than likely the Mandarin is going to get a tier 3 as well. We were wondering in regards to who would be getting the awakened skill, and my money was on the characters coming in with Shang-Chi, and that could very well be the case. We could get multiple sets of awakened characters for the first time ever, right? We could get a set of awakened characters being Arrow, Swordmaster, and Wave, and then we could also see the supporting cast for Shang-Chi in the movie get an awakened skill, right? So with that being said, let's take a look at the sneak peek, and I'll share my thoughts with you guys some more. However, even though these characters are getting something, do not jump the gun. We do not know what they're going to be upgraded for, like what their purpose is going to be. So if they improve these characters and at the end of the day they're not like meta breaking, if they're not like Iron Fist, Moonstone, Cable, Sharon Rogers, you know, Gambit level, you might want to skip over them, because there's gonna be so many characters in this update, if I'm correct, right? If we're getting multiple characters from the movie, multiple tier 3s, and awakening, like, it's gonna be insane. So please do not jump the gun. Don't start level 70 in gear 25 and then all these stuff, right? You're gonna burn through resources, and you never know, they could just end up being AC characters, right? And here's the thing, I'm a member of an AC alliance. We do fairly well when we do try in AC, right? We're ranked 29 right now. Shout out to the team for putting in the work and showing up, because AC is actually pretty hard, right? But at the end of the day, I know it's not for everyone. So guys, please don't jump the gun, because keep in mind that even though I was very excited for Wave when she got added to the game, it was a passing wave, no pun intended. Like, she came in and within a month she was no longer relevant, and I haven't used her since. Like, the most I use this character for is to support a character in Giant Boss Raid, because she does have a support passive. We'll talk about her some more, but let's take a look at the sneak peek and what the development team, or I guess Cage if you will, or CM Fragment, has to say over on Twitter and on the forums. We'll come back to the characters, what they have going for them, and what I would like to see for them later on in the video. Alright, so ladies and gents, let's talk. So as you can see, all three of these characters are getting an awakened skill, and that's great. That is a significant power up for all three of them. However, they are being shown here in their base kit. There's no indication of a uniform, and let me just say this, if there are no uniforms for these characters, these are just wasted materials if you actually upgrade these characters and awaken them, okay? The most you would get out of Wave is a support and possibly a leadership for Namor, but Namor is not very good right now. So even that would not be a smart investment. We'll have to wait and see, but look at Heimdall, look at Sif, look at Silk even before she got her newest uniform. Those characters were just dead even after their awakened skill. Look at Nightcrawler, right? So look at Elsa Bloodstone. There's so many examples I can give you of mediocre characters getting awakened skills and then nothing changed for them. So even though these characters are getting awakened skills, as you can see via the awakened protocol right here, right? There's no Madeline Jet Fragment, but like what other purpose would they have for put awaken? Like there's nothing, right? If they put awaken here, they're getting an awaken skill. That's facts. However, they need more than that. They either need reworks to the base kit, which they're not gonna do because reworks to the base kit would just be free, right? They'll sell a uniform, and I'm fine with that, right? They deserve to get paid for their work. So we'll see what they decide to do. However, you guys should wait because there could be a lot of characters you have to upgrade from this update, and you don't want to make a bad decision. Just wait for the YouTubers, wait for the whales to spend all the money and find out who's the Nightcrawler, who's the Elsa, who gets left behind, and then from there you pick the top meta character, you have your fun with it, and then you move on to the next update like we've been doing for months. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what they have to say on the forums. So over here on the forums, CM Fragment said a new protocol has just been activated. With the world in danger, these 3 agents of Atlas are prepared to be deployed. Now, some of you guys are probably gonna be so mad because you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they're doing a full agent update. Da, 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 da. Chill out, bro. And also, some of you guys are gonna be kind of confused as to where Swordmaster, Arrow, and Wave tie into this update. The reason why they're doing this is because of the Agents of Atlas comic run. Let me just go on Google here and I'll show you. Like, this is one of the covers, right? As you can see, this is the team, Agents of Atlas. And as you can see, we have Shang-Chi front and center. We have White Fox. So there's potential for them to do a White Fox uniform, but probably not. However, there is the potential for them to do a Luna Snow uniform. But back here, as you can see, we have Toy Master, aka Swordmaster, with his toy sword. We have Crescent, and then we have Amadeus Cho, who already has this new Brawn uniform and his awaken skill. So because of the fact that we're getting a Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings update, and Shang-Chi ties into these other Asian heroes, that is the reason why they're using this opportunity to buff some trash characters, and that's perfectly fine. I'm all for seeing these trash characters get their moment. However, I'm not too excited at the possible thought of getting another dud uniform for Crescent. So if they are going to do something for Crescent, please make it a good uniform because she's paywall. Also, Arrow is paywall, so I'm hoping if she does get a uniform, that is good. If you were thinking about buying a uniform for Luna Snow, you might want to hold off on that just in case they throw her in here as a ringer. Okay? By the way, Jimmy Woo not gonna be in here. At least I don't think they're gonna add him as a new character. Anyways, back to the sneak peek, right? Let's jump down here. Let's see what they say. Will they be able to muster their new powers to fight against new threats? So over here on Twitter, they said a new protocol will redeploy the Agents of Atlas into action. Will their combined strength be enough in the V740 update? We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gents, because I know some of you guys are already going to be writing these guys off. And honestly, rightfully so. They didn't have an impact when these 3 came in, right? The most we got out of any of them was Wave being a good leadership for Namor and a support for him as well. But then when Namor got his Phoenix, let me just jump in game and show you. So what I was talking about is the fact that for Wave, as you can see right here, she gives Namor a 60% all attack leadership. And then on top of that, if you're using Namor without his Phoenix 5 uniform, you can give him an extra 40% damage to supervillain plus some damage reduction. But when Namor got his Phoenix 5 uniform, that turned him into a villain, so he could no longer take advantage of Wave's tier 2 passive. So that kind of sucks. However, if they want to improve Wave and make her, like, I guess, a lot more valuable, they can change this from just buffing hero allies to buffing all allies. That would be pretty dope. Maybe if they add some chain hit damage in here or some ignore dodge, that would be really cool as well. However, for the character's base kit, I think she needs more survivability. That was my biggest complaint with this character when she came out, and the #1 reason why I stopped using her. The gaps in her skills just leave her very exposed, and it is so easy for her to die. She has a few iframes, but in the iframes there are little gaps where you can take damage. There's like wind up, look at the wind up when she's rising there on the 4th skill. You can be hit and you'll take a bunch of damage in World Boss and you'll just get clapped up, right? And then take a look at her 3rd skill. Her 3rd skill is just a guard, right? And she's standing in front of the target. So in wall boss is gonna backhand you to oblivion, right? You look at her one skill, she's rushing the boss without any kind of protection. This character's skill set is so dated. I would say this is like a 2016 skill set in terms of how the animations play out. It's just not very safe, right? She's basically just a glorified support, and not even the best one at that. So they can improve this support passive a lot, and I think that would take her value through the roof, to be honest with you, right? Because I think her, Mystique, and Proxima are three valuable characters for like stage, I believe it's stage 40 null, because they have the agility tag, right? The agility tag, I believe that's what you need to cut through stage 40 null. And we already have Proxima, who has the agility tag, so that's dope. But Proxima only buffs villains, so maybe they could keep Arrow as just buffing heroes to, like, I guess, counter Proxima. But at the end of the day, Proxima's value is way more than just being a support, so it's not even a contest, right? And then we have what's her face, Mystique, who also has that tag, and then Mystique offers even more. So like, if you had to pick between Awakening Wave and Awakening Mystique, granted Mystique is a lot more expensive to acquire, overall Mystique is gonna offer you way more because of the fact that you can use her to buff all allies, and it's extra damage to heroes and villains, so any game mode you can use her. And then just overall, Mystique's damage is currently better than Wave's, but if they want to make Wave a solid DPS, that would be pretty cool, right? However, the one that I'm very curious to see how they treat is actually Arrow, simply because of the fact that she's a paywall character that not a lot of people have. Because when she came out, like, listen, Arrow's pretty cute, right? But besides that, she didn't really have that big an impact on the meta. She didn't change anything. She was a little different than most characters, especially most speed characters, because she's an energy based speed character, and that's pretty good because myself, and I would say about 90% of the Future Fight player base, we have in most cases more energy attack than physical attack. So the more energy attacking characters we have, the better we are, because we just have so much energy attack on our cards and whatnot. You look at 9 out of 10 Future Fight players have more energy attack than physical attack. That's just what it is, because for the longest time the meta has been energy, right? So I'm curious to see what they do for her. By the way, in case you guys forgot, she already has damage accumulation, so they don't really have to do too much. They just have to give her some more base damage, and she'll probably be really good. Like, because she won't be one of those characters that rely on an awakened skill to give her damage accumulation. And as you can see, for this accumulation, you can keep this thing up all the time. 10-second duration, and then an 8-second cooldown. If they bump this up to like 1% or like 0.8% instead of 0.5, and then just increase her raw damage, she could actually be a solid DPS. However, she does have some survivability issues as well. She's not perfect, but I do really like this character's 5th skill. So I wouldn't be opposed to her. Let me turn on the SFX for you guys. I usually keep it off, but where is the SFX? There we go. Take a look at her 5th skill. I really like it. I like the view. I like the view. But yeah, I really like her skill set. Right? So yeah, very curious to see what they do for her. This guy, when he came in, he let me down the most, to be honest with you. So my expectations for him is not very high. I'm just gonna be honest with you. My expectations for Swordmaster is not very high. He does have a really cool 4-star passive. Like you can see right here, when attacking, he increases his all attack, defense, speed, and crit rate by 22% for 3 seconds on a 2-second cooldown. Like, what the hell is this? It's a cool buff, but look at the duration and the cooldown time. But then again, that's like every, I guess, 5 seconds it activates, right? Still, it's a cool passive, right? And then you look at his tier 2 passive here. He has super armor and all defense, but it's 5%. It kind of sucks. I would say his 4-star passive is actually better than his tier 2 passive. But then the duration is just kind of doo-doo. Maybe they should just make this a flat buff, or maybe make it a 10-second duration with a 12-second cooldown or something like that. Would be pretty cool. But honestly, I'm not too excited for this guy. He was such a frustrating character to play. I still remember playing with him on the APK back when they were doing that, and his 5th skill just really annoyed me. Like, it really annoyed me. Look at the long wind up on this thing, man. Like, proccing with this guy properly was always a pain in the butt. And then his forward skill when he comes out of the iframe right there, because like at the end when he stops, you can't move him. Let me show you on the D-pad. Like, look at the forward skill. Like, see, he stops in place and it takes so long. Like, let me show you. Let me turn on the AI and then look at this. They need to change. Look at this. He gets shot up in the back before he can even like start moving because the bloody sword is so heavy. So yeah, this man is not a Swordmaster. That's why I call him the Toy Master, because he playing around, bro. He playing games. So anyways, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited for the Agents of Atlas Awakens skill? But honestly, this update is looking a bit bigger than I first anticipated. I was not expecting to see the Agents of Atlas in this at all. With that being said, ladies and gents, let's end it off on a high note. Place your bets, boys. I'm saying this is gonna be an egg. Yo, regeneration! Let's go, bruv. That's what I'm talking about. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's pretty close to being an egg. Got the max HP on it, but hey, it's all good, baby. I'll take it. I'm gone. Be safe, boys. Let me know what you guys got in the comment section.